Hello everyone, I will talk about today .NET 9 migration. There are many levels from easy to difficult. It depends what condition the legacy app is in. Also depends on developers, architecture, company culture and users too. First, I will assess the situation. Do we actually need to modernize it? Or could some refactoring just save the legacy code base at least for a certain time? If we will do it, would it be financially a good decision for us? If we throw a stone, it should be worth that all the birds we scared of, huh? There could be many approaches to this problem. But in this video series, I will explain how I approach the problem and how I do it. So, we seek answers. I will try to answer all three main questions. Why should we migrate? When should we migrate? And how would I do it? Migrating to .NET 9 ensures better performance, enhanced security, and long-term support. It also allows your application to take advantage of modern cloud architecture, faster execution times, and reduced technical debt. .NET 9 introduced profile-guided optimizations, improved garbage collection, and faster execution. I optimize performance bottlenecks, refactor outdated code, and enhance database queries to make your application significantly faster. The migration process is designed to be smooth and structured. I used a phased approach to identify and replace deprecated components while maintaining your business logic. So, all are by the book words, huh? Nice tailored words. But we need to see real life situation and examples, don't we? Let me show you. Let's assess our situation. Before getting into this, at least you need to have a problem with your product. If you don't have any problem, there is no need to upgrade your application. If it works, don't touch it. If you have problems, let's assess what they are and be aware of them. We have, for example, a .NET 8, 7, 6, whatever version application written in C#, and we have some performance and scalability or security issues. Solution could be just a config change. Change the target framework from your version to .NET 9. In the config, you have .NET 9 in a single line without changing any code. You have all the benefits of .NET 9, but there are worst cases. Think about it. There is an existing application that's written in very old frameworks and older versions of the languages. Even worse, the source code could be lost, not maintained since a long time. Nobody wants to develop anymore on that code base. The developers are already retired or resigned. Maybe there are some resources can be found more than expensive than market conditions. Let's introduce more struggle. There are serious number of customers and users depending on the deployed version. They are complaining about necessity of new features, performance issues, and bugs. By the way, these things cannot be always black and white. There could be also intermediary states between worst and best cases. But if you are in a situation at least convergent a little bit to the worst case, your hands are tied. You definitely need to move to a modernized version of your application. Your customers are depending on it. Let's examine more. Worst case would be a MFC++ application. No cross-platform. It depends on Windows. Installation required. Hard to maintain as a SaaS application. Tight coupling. Extensive use processor macros. Manual resource management. GDI leak bugs. Poor testability and dependency isolation. Threading and concurrency pitfalls. Build and dependency complexity. Let's think about it. It could be a Visual Basic application. Weak type safety. Late binding. On error, resume next, driven error handling. Monolithic forms and code behind. Module-based global state. Poor object-oriented abstractions, especially in Visual Basic 6. COM and interrupt and binary compatibility woes. Lack of unit testing. CI integration. Resource management and memory leaks. UI scaling, localization and accessibility gaps. Let's think about it. It could be also a Windows Forms application. UI and business logic tightly coupled. Designer generated code fragility. Event-driven spaghetti code. Poor testability. Layout and scaling shortcomings. Data binding misuses. Threading and concurrency pitfalls. Resource management leaks. Localization and accessibility gaps. Designer and build performance. So, maybe it could be a ASP application. View state bloat. Lifecycle confusion. Tight coupling UI and business logic, excessive use of server controls and postbacks, state management misuse, data access anti-patterns, lack of dependency injection and testability, configurations and deployment fragility, performance and memory leaks, security pitfalls, caching misconfiguration. Maybe your application is an old Java application, older than SA6, boilerplate heavy resource management, integrated concurrency practices, outdated collections and utilities, legacy data and time APIs, XML heavy configuration and wiring, build dependency sprawl, primitive missing testing and infrastructure, ad hoc logging and diagnostics, runtime deployment fragility. So There are lots of problems, but when? If you are in a situation similar to that I mentioned, struggling with an outdated .NET application that limits performance, scalability, and security, customers are waiting for new release with new features and solutions to the existing bugs inside. The financially maintaining cost exceeds the modernizing costs. It's time to move on to .NET 9 now. But how? With 20 plus years of experience in .NET technologies, I provide comprehensive migration service that ensures minimal disruption and optimized performance, long-time maintainability. Unlike generic migration services, I take a strategic step-by-step approach to ensure seamless backend and front-end modernization, security performance and enhancement with profiler tuning, zero downtime deployment with CI/CD best practices, cloud migration and scalability, Azure, AWS, and others, end-to-end support and developer training. So let's make an example together. In the upcoming video, I will start a .NET migration example. I will assume there is an application deployed as a B2B application to several high-paying customers. Source code is lost. There was no other disaster recovery solution or backup exists. We have only the database backup from a customer. Schema does not change from the customer to customer, fortunately. Developers are retired or resign, but assume I know all the user stories. My task will be create a POC version in 2 days with .NET 9. First day would be the backend. It will be a web API application. Behind the web API, I will introduce services with domain models, providers with database entities, and entity framework scaffolding the database. I will use clean architecture, domain-driven models, database-first approach. I will use solid principles, design patterns, and best practices as much as I can and I know. Second day, the front end. Second day, I will create a React Next.js user interface that consumes the backend service that I have created in the first day. I choose React because when the time comes, I will explain more about this choice, but I can tell this example database and user stories shows us this application, highly B2B SaaS application, full of grids and CRUD functionalities. This type of user experience can be represented with Next.js and React, or else I would of course prefer Vanilla.js or others depending on the job description, but today with this example the UI is Next.js. Don't forget to subscribe this channel, don't forget to like this video and watch the next video how to move your backend to .NET 9. Thanks.